Howdy folks, welcome to this introduction to our next unit, which is on language and meaning. So our big goal is to be able to analyze, so kind of break down how an author uses language and the words that they choose and how those choices and make and contribute to the meaning of a text. So not only are we going to look at what's being said, we're going to be looking at how something is said and maybe why an author decided to say that way. So we're going to start off with a little activity. What I want you to do is take a look at this picture. And then I want you to pause this video and look at it more closely. Try some of these skills, like slow down and look at everything. Look at how this is composed. Ask some questions about what we see in this picture. Give you a minute to do that. Did you do it? Did you pause? Well, I hope you did, because if we just look at this picture initially, it's just a picture of our three main characters in The Crucible. It's John, Elizabeth, and Abigail. Nothing interesting about that, right? But if we slow down, we start to notice some ways that this is composed, right? We see Elizabeth in the middle, like almost being torn between Abigail and John, and there's distance between her and Abigail. We also notice that everyone in the court is on Abigail's side, right? The director could have easily said, okay, Mr. Bailiff, policeman dude, you stand on John's side, but he didn't. He said, you are on Abigail's side, kind of implying that he has this, or Abigail has the support here. And there is one person on John's side, but it's composed in such a way that Mary Warren here is behind John. She could have easily scooted over a little bit to see like, hey, I'm on John's side too. But it's kind of foreshadowing that Mary Warren is not going to be on John's side for long, right? She's being covered up and hidden. So just some interesting ways to read, to look at a picture. Let's try another one. So again, take a quick look, and then I want you to pause and look more closely. All right, did you do it? So on first look, we see all of these people smiling and laughing. They're having a great time. Like this just seems like a fun old picture in like maybe the 1940s, 1950s, people having a good time, right? But if we start looking for details, we start to notice, there's something maybe a little bit more sinister about this. And we know that these people are laughing in Nazi Germany in the 1940s. And we start to question then, we're asking questions like, why are these people laughing? And it turns out what they're laughing at is a group of Jewish Germans who are having their heads shaved, right? And everyone else thinks that is so funny, but they're actually committing like a heinous act of dehumanization. So this picture now takes on an entirely different meaning just by one detail. And so that's what we're going to kind of work on with reading. It's like same thing can happen. We can see the big picture. Now it's about looking at the smaller little pieces and parts and details that help make that up. And so to do that, we're going to break this down into 4 different skills. We're going to look at word choice and identify things with context clues. We're going to try to identify those main ideas. We're going to take a look at figurative language, and we're going to look at word choice and tone. So those are going to be kind of our 4 benchmarks that I want us to work towards. And in addition to that, we're going to have a thematic element to all of our readings for this unit too. And that is this concept of what does it mean to live a good life? So this unit is going to be composed of the best American minds throughout history and their concepts on like, hey, we want everyone to be, happy, healthy, pursue liberty, all those great things that are guaranteed in our Declaration of Independence. But everyone has a different outlook on how do we achieve that? How do we actually live a good life? There's a concept for this. It's called eudaimonia. It was coined by a Greek philosopher, Plato, which just means a well-lived life, right? A life that's not totally self-serving, a life that makes you both happy and productive in a community. That's what we're looking for here. So as we're doing this, I already gave you some of these, but there's going to be some reading strategies because the language that we're going to read in some of these documents is going to be difficult, right? So we have to slow down. We've got to work on deciphering, breaking this apart. So in doing this, I'm going to put some reading strategies up here that I really want you to know. Vary your speed. You are going to have to slow down and maybe reread some of these documents. You're going to have to be looking at the structure. How is this paper organized? How are the stanzas in this poem put together? How are the paragraphs put together? How are they ordered? And most importantly, I want you to take notes, right? So annotate. I'm going to give you like printed copies of all the readings that we're going to do. So I want you to really mark these up, right? If you're not sure what annotation is, pause this video, go Google it right now and be like, okay, I need to annotate. I need to get involved with this piece of writing so I understand it. Because as a wrap up, The two things that we're going to do for every reading, so we're going to practice a specific skill, and we're also going to practice to read for understanding what this author's argument is about living a good life. All right, good luck, folks. Holler the question.